Well, good afternoon and thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Jurnee Taylor. We want to head straight over to the weather department where we find meteorologist Simone Thomas. And listen, I can see it in the sky, Simone. Storms are brewing for sure.
Yeah, Jurnee, we were talking about this yesterday. Today, this afternoon into the evening hours, there is a possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms across portions of central Arkansas. So that is the main talking point today. Here's a quick check-in of regional satellite and radar. The big story right now is that we're starting to see a few of those showers across western Arkansas with cloudy conditions across the entire state. Now, as we continue through the afternoon, we'll start to see more of those showers and even some thunderstorms filtering into central Arkansas. More of that scattered coverage as we get into those evening hours. Even beyond today, though, we've got an active weather pattern through the rest of the week with more opportunities for rainfall, more opportunities for potential severe weather as well that we'll be discussing in depth in that 7-day outlook. So make sure you stick around.
Simone, thank you. Arkansas lawmakers are doubling back as a bill makes its way through state Congress, which could silence concerns over crypto mining. Just last year, the state passed legislation allowing the industry to grow. That led to data centers being placed in small towns, bringing with it noise that was too much for residents to bear. Those same people protesting at the state capitol as leaders draft a new bill aimed at restricting crypto mines.
In the Senate, no one knew anything about it. We were misled through the whole process. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
The new bill survived the state's Senate on Monday, and if made law, could change or completely destroy the previous law, which protects crypto mines. That, of course, now depends on what the Arkansas House decides. And something else we've been waiting for, the audit into the governor's hefty lectern purchase has been released and seems to be raising some eyebrows. According to the audit, a $2,500 consultant fee is causing concern, along with the fact that the purchase was made with incorrect credit cards. After failing to provide proper documentation, the request was sent to the Attorney General, blaming the governor for violating the state's Freedom of Information Act. Governor Sanders is, of course, denying those allegations, saying the law does not apply to her because she's a constitutional officer. Sanders took to social media to share a video showing the lectern and sending out a warning to critics, saying, quote, "Come and take it." New details this afternoon surrounding the Konne Smith trial. With a jury now selected, that process will begin to move forward. Smith is facing capital murder along with 2 counts of battery charges after being accused of killing Detective Kevin Collins nearly 4 years ago. His trial being held up by the jury selection process, but as things pick up, Collins' mother says she's ready for justice for her son.
Just be patient and know that the justice system is going to work, and whatever the verdict is, we'll live with that, and we know that God has the final say.
We'll have more details from today's opening arguments tonight at 5 and 6. In the meantime, you can follow this story online at thv11.com. And the Saline County Quorum Court is deciding to oppose the Arkansas Abortion Amendment, meaning the county does not support petition efforts to get the amendment on the ballot this November, which, despite the lack of support, continues to get signatures across the state.
We don't believe that the state should be making those decisions for families and for doctors, and we're trying to keep politicians out of the exam room.
The proposed amendment would allow for abortions up to 18 weeks with exceptions for rape and incest. It needs 90,000 signatures before making it to November's ballot. Developing this afternoon, a Mexico judge has handed down the maximum sentence of 18 months in prison for the weapons supervisor for Rust. Hannah Gutierrez Reed was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter last month regarding the accidental shooting death of the film's cinematographer. As for Alec Baldwin, his trial takes place in July. The historic hush money trial is set to resume today as questioning continues during the jury selection process. Former President Donald Trump was present as selections got underway on Monday. The first batch of 96 potential jurors were questioned, with more than half of them being excused after saying they could not be fair. That prompting a warning from legal analysts to both sides.
the juror who answers everything perfectly because he or she wants to be on that jury and vote the way that he or she does not appear that they will vote.
Trump continues to deny any wrongdoing in the case and calls the proceedings a politically motivated witch hunt. Safety concerns growing bigger by the day for air travel. Chris Van Cleve brings you the latest on the newest accusations against American Airlines.
An American Airlines 777 being pushed back from the gate in Miami essentially was backed into another plane last month, a type of incident among a host of concerns Americans Pilots Union brought to company executives.
We're seeing the walls of the safety margin get squeezed in.
Union spokesman Captain Jurnee Taylor.
So we're telling our pilots, slow down, take your time, and watch for these potential errors because they're starting to increase across the system.
In a memo to its 16,000 pilots, the union listed a series of problematic trends, including tools left in wheel wells, like this hammer. The Allied Pilots Association says it was found last month before a flight left Phoenix for Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The union says maintenance discovered other tools inside the wheel well and noted there were no open maintenance actions at the time of discovery. Also of concern, APA says, an increasing number of collisions between aircraft being tugged or towed and pressure to return aircraft to service.
If these allegations are true, then they certainly need to be investigated and resolved.
The memo comes as competitor United is undergoing an FAA audit after a series of concerning incidents this year. In a statement, American says our robust safety program is guided by our industry-leading safety management system. It includes a multitude of collaborative programs and regular touch points with the FAA and all of our unions to further bolster our strong safety record. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News in Las Vegas.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the U.S. Justice Department could soon bring a lawsuit against Ticketmaster's parent company, Live Nation. The company being in the center of harsh criticism since November of 2022 after Ticketmaster's website crashed during the pre-sale for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. The lawsuit could hold the country's largest concert promoter accountable for reporting antitrust violations. And the last day of tax filing was met with disruption at H&R Block yesterday. The company says they experienced a computer glitch which blocked some taxpayers from filing. Those services have since been fixed, and the company says users of their online services were not impacted. And with the tax filing deadline in the rearview, you need to act if you still haven't gotten your return submitted. Late penalties will accrue every month until you file, so it's best to either file for an extension or contact the Department of Finance for further assistance before you find yourself in a hole. The torch is making its way to Paris, a look into the ancient tradition leading up to the start of the Summer Games when we get back.
And we've got more rain on the way throughout the week. We'll be talking about the timing and those impacts for you right after this break.